Revisionist history. Alright, let's hope for no more slip-ups, because what the fuck. You storm out of the classroom, still reeling from the announcement of your project partner. I cannot believe Professor Masego paired me up with Blaine. Dion's just a step behind, and you're soon joined by your bodyguards. You know, Blaine's really not that bad. Easy for you to say. Last I checked, your kingdom hasn't been on the brink of war with Adona for centuries. But we stuck working together for hours. If my people find out, I'm toast. Like, left in the toaster until it starts a fire toast. Some people like a little extra char in the bread. What does that even mean? I don't know. I was trying to go along with your metaphor. Besides, I think you have other things to worry about than the media somehow finding out about a project you're forced to do with Blaine. Like what? Like how Blaine feels about all this. I don't think he was particularly flattered by your reaction in class. Oh, I didn't think he noticed. Trust me, he noticed. Really? Dion rolls her eyes at your over-eager response. I just don't. You caught up by the sound of your phone ringing. Your screen flashes your mom's name along with the official presidential seal. I gotta take this. Talk later. You wave to Dion and Murphy before taking a few steps down the path to find some privacy. Tano follows you, his eyes scanning your surroundings. You can't help but feel invisible to him as you raise a phone to your ear. Hey, Mom. Since when are you friends with the Haynes boy? Mom, I already talked to Winston about this. It's all over the front page of Stalker Media. And it's only a matter of time before one of our home papers picks it up too. Don't worry about it, Mom. It's just some rogue paparazzi making a mountain out of the fact we didn't know Blaine would be here. Blaine, you're on a first name basis with him now? Close your eyes and inhale deeply. All it takes is one phone call for your mom to make you feel like a little kid again. Well, to be honest, I spent some time with him. I didn't know who he was at first. Spies, if it comes out that the first son is literally in bed with Blaine Haynes. Mom, oh my god, that's not gonna happen. You don't know that. Those Ardonians are sneaky. It's risky to be around him without knowing what the Prime Minister has up his sleeve. Your mom sighs. You assume Winston is next to her, signaling her for her to calm down. How are things at school otherwise? I guess that's the official end of that subject. School is fine. I made some friends. My sweet mate Dion seems nice. I avoided the college roommate horror stories when I lived at the State Manor during undergrad. But so far, her biggest offense is scaring me whenever she walks into my room wearing one of her special Pavadinian anatomy face packs. There are so many levels of Swamp Thing going on. It's great to hear you're making friends, honey. Plus, they'll help straighten out diplomatic ties with other countries. Well, besides I don't know, but I'm sure I don't need to go into that again. Yeah. Charm the pants off everyone I meet. You got it. That's my guy. I've got to attend the briefing now. Okay, love. He sighs, the line goes dead before he can finish the sentence. Turn to Tatum, who's waving impassively a few steps away. Don't say it. Don't say what? I know you heard our conversation. This has been Mama's MO for the last few years. Too busy to even say goodbye. I wasn't gonna say anything. The old Tatum always got worked up when Mom brushed me off, offering his shoulder to cry on, or some ice cream to drown my sorrows in. Yes. Should start getting used to this new Tatum. At least then he won't keep disappointing me. Bet the young one will stand tall. Or even Blaine. These glared shoulders, feeling resolved. In his way, I have an appointment with my staff advisor. Motion for Tatum to follow, but he's already flanking you, eyes constantly darting around, ready to protect you from the world. As you're about to enter the office, Tatum halts by the door. I'll keep watch here. I guess that's okay. If you're absolutely certain my student advisor won't try to assassinate me. You smirk as you move to open the door, Dan puts a hand on your arm to stop you. Don't joke about that, Tobias. I won't let anything happen to you on my watch. Okay. He searches your eyes for something, though you're not sure what, and you take the opportunity to really look at your childhood friend. See the fire, the passion that used to burn so brightly when we talked about growing up to be a pilot, then a fireman, then a soldier. Then he steps back with a nod, and the fire is snuffed out. You enter the office of your staff advisor and pull up short when you come face to face with... Hello, Tobias. Dean Lundquist? Are you my advisor? Actually, that'd be me. Anya pokes her head out from behind the dean's back and waves. Professor Masego was assigned to you, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, you'll be unable to take that role. If it's agreeable to you, Miss Steph has volunteered to take over. Wish me, but thanks for double checking. Of course, it's important to Rancross. The first son of Rutherland is happy. I promise to take good care of him. Very well then. If everyone's satisfied, I'll leave you to do it. With a deep nod, the dean exits the room. So, she's gonna oversee our sessions every week? Only if you complain. These meetings are more for parents than anyone else, to reassure them that someone's walking their kids through the program. So, as long as Dean Lundquist thinks your mom is reassured, we can do whatever we want. In that case, I can't be part of the blame in history. If it gets out that we're working together, it might spark a literal war. That seems a little extreme. I wish I was exaggerating. My mom's already called. She's that worried about the optics. I don't envy you. You're in a tough spot, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. Professor Masego has a strict rule against partner swaps. Working with people you don't like is part of the learning experience in Rancross. Masego likes to ensure that happens early and often. Are you sure there's nothing I can do to change your mind? What if I asked you to dance again? I've been wanting to get to know you better, and not just for academic reasons. And it pauses, the gaze drifting over your face carefully. As something as that is, I'm afraid my hands are tied, but you get through it. I've had to work with my share of less than ideal partners before too. So you know where I'm coming from. On that note, have any pointers for not murdering your partner? I might have a couple, but I don't dish out information like that without the promise of copious caffeine. There's a Michelin star cafe on the edge of campus where we can find a private corner if you want. Get some advice before dealing with difficult partners to give yourself a boost in your project with Blaine. Plus, you'll get someone on one time with Anya. How the fuck do you pronounce that name? Get tips with Anya over coffee. Yes, I'm really doing this. Wait, what? Is this not... Is that not English? English.
Ina.
What?
Ina.
Ina? Okay, sure. That sounds great. Thank you. Pretty sure I can use all the help I can get. Follow me. 3 minutes later, Ina leads you into a chic coffee shop at the edge of campus. Tatum lingers in the doorway, his eyes scan the area. I'm going to take a look around. Stay where I can see you. You nod and join Ina at the back of the line. Should we go drink with your bodyguard too? Nah, you take this job too seriously to take a coffee break. Too bad. Here we're missing out on 100% certified organic, fair trade, ethically sourced goodness. The person in front of you finishes up, and you both approach the counter to place your order. Ina, how's your station going? About as well as could be expected. How's your mom doing? Much better. Thanks for asking. Dalton says she might even be able to come home next week. That's great news. Tell her I'm pulling for her, okay? I will. So, what'll be? The usual? I'm nothing without predictable. What about you, Tobias? What would you like? Double shots for latte. Going right up. I bet you drink over when you're done. We follow Ina to a cozy nook by the window, where she sits on a couch with her back to the glass. And this is the best spot in the cafe. You can see the way the sun comes through this window in the late afternoon. and the whole room turns into this pretty pink gold color. Sounds magical. Yeah. Your thigh brushes against Aina as you settle in beside her on the couch. Taxi where you like it here, with the sun on your back. They say the Empress of Bain was so fond of this particular spot. See your silhouette burn on the floor. See? You're just there. She points to a faint outline on the marble floor. So, is that supposed to be her head? Or maybe she sat cross-legged and those are her knees? Honestly, I think someone spilled the art project materials there and that did a whole story as cover-up. See when the barista delivers your drinks, Aina takes a sip, then turns to you with a smile. So, I'm working with someone you might not get along with. How can I help? Other they get me out of it? Yes, other than that. Honestly, that's my only decent idea so far. Aina swirls her coffee thoughtfully, gazing at you over the rim of the cup. Think of this as your first chance at diplomacy. But our relationship with a donor can't be fixed with diplomacy. We're way past that point. Who said you had to totally fix it? Besides, this isn't the only time you have to go into negotiation wanting different things, even with a country you consider an ally. And that's true. You'd be surprised how far a little empathy can go. Here, let's pretend I'm Blaine. Anna clears the drawer and scrunches up her face in her best Blaine impersonation. Tobias, I can't make a meeting this afternoon. Wait, he doesn't sound anything like that. Stop laughing and just roll with it. I'm doing my best. Can we push back our project session back 2 hours? I like how I changed the name to Blaine. Why can't you make it? Need something up? It's none of your business. I didn't mean to change my voice to Blaine as well, but you take a deep breath. Well, if it's affecting our project, then it's a little bit my business. I see how it is. You only care because you're worried about getting a bad grade. I don't care about my grade, but I care about you too. Oh, in that case, I'll take everything. You laugh and Anna joins, breaking character. You should stick to teaching. Your acting skills, not so great. Okay, so it probably won't be as simple as that, but you were on the right track. Let's try this again, using the advice I gave you. Pretend you just pitched an idea to Blaine and he's giving feedback. Okay, so, you have this list of topics to research, right? What if we use a draft to split them up? I'll pick one I like, then you pick one you like, then you pick one, and on until they're all accounted for. I guess that's fair, but only if I can pick the first topic. Sure. Oh, and some of these topics are harder than the others, so we should rank them by difficulty beforehand, so none of us get stuck with too much research. Okay, now that really doesn't sound like Blaine. I'll sit back with a wide smile. You're probably right. I just couldn't help myself. It's a solid idea, one I absolutely plan on stealing later. Go ahead. Just keep focusing on empathy and you'll be golden. It sounds like you worked with your share of difficult people. More than my fair share, honestly. I had a student last year who argued they had diplomatic immunity to homework. It didn't work. Not even close, so don't get any ideas. In fact, my professional life is filled with some pretty difficult relationships right now. Do you mean Professor Maseko? He seemed pretty decent to me. No, he's a good mentor. So, is it a romantic partner then? I wish. I've been in a monogamous relationship with my thesis since I started it. In that case, let me know if you ever break up. Or even just want to take a casual break. Anna smiles at you, then hesitates. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Why not? You're not my professor. You're not giving me a grade. It's some advice. True. Fancross still wouldn't look kindly on that sort of entanglement. Raised her eyebrow at her choice of words, and she looks flustered. Wait, that's not what I meant. It's what I meant. But honestly, Anna, I just want to get to know you better. No expectations. We can cross any entangling bridges when we get there, okay? You and Anna smile at each other until Tatum taps on the glass from outside. What in the? He's like some sort of disapproving ghost. He motions to his watch, and you both look at the time. Wow, that hour flew right by. I better head out, or I'll be late to my next student meeting. And I guess I better bite the bullet and start coordinating with Blaine. Just remember what we talked about, and you'll be fine. Thanks. We should do this again sometime. I like that. I'll flash you one last smile before heading out. Somehow you can't get it out of your head all day. Saturday afternoon. You hurry through the library to attain him and find Blaine waiting for you at an empty table. You slip into the empty chair across from him and pull out your laptop and assignment. You're late. Only by a few minutes. You can just admit you missed me. Blaine's eyes sparkle as he looks you up and down. Or maybe I just have better places to be. Get a foot with everybody. Cause fuck it. Then with me, you both know that's not possible. Get ready, Redderland. And so you know, it's gonna take more than that to win me over. That was not a bad start. Tatum clears his throat meaningfully behind you. Blaine's gaze flickers up before he smirks and slides closer to you. Tatum clears his throat again. Ahem. Tatum never interrupts. He doesn't actually think Blaine's a threat, does he? Let's get this over with. That doesn't sound like the enthusiastic Tobias I come to know and love. What can I say? Your attitude is contagious. Blaine's gaze is still on Tatum, though. Is he gonna babysit us the whole time? Excuse me? We are bodyguards, but they usually aren't physically attached to the body. It's okay, Tatum. He's harmless. You and I can take him. You juggling flesh and muscles, trying to diffuse the tension. Blaine smirks. Sounds like a challenge. Not helping. Tatum gives you one last look, then nods. If you insist, I can control the perimeter instead. Signal me when you need to escort back to your rooms. After Tatum leaves, you turn your attention back to your assignment. Looks like Professor Masako wants us to research these topics for an in-class debate. I'm used to reading female characters as my main character, so using a deeper voice for once for the males. You have to be ready to defend both sides for all of them. That's pain, especially for spot it as he says it. The one debate topic, you know, the two of you will never agree on. Seriously? It's like Professor Masako was trying to screw us over in particular. What? You don't think we're likely to see eye to eye on the Rudderland this yet? You mean the Rudderland Revolution? When your Prime Minister attacks my people without giving them any say in the matter? No, I don't. Unless you're willing to agree that the Rudderlandian colonies had every right to rebel against the unfair and unjust Adonian rule. Ha, I'm good. Take a deep breath, remembering Ina's advice. Look, if we want to pass this project, we both need to be able to support either side of the argument, which means we need to actually listen to each other. That sounds an awful lot like code. That sounds an awful lot like code for Blaine. You're wrong. It's not. I swear. I'm gonna try to understand where you're coming from. Why? Because I want to see you for who you are. I admit, I let my feelings about Adona cloud my opinion of you, and it's not fair. Yeah, I'm so much more than the first son of Donna. For example, I'm also a great kisser. Please don't make me regret this. Well, I'm willing to give it a shot if you are. If you're willing to prove that you have been wrong about me from minute one. Do you ever let up for that, Blaine? I'm generally trying here, and it's like you're determined to take it the wrong way. You're right. I am. I mean, I know I am, but I didn't think you agree so easily. Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Let's walk a mile in each other's shoes. No offense, but we do not have the same taste in footwear. Cute. I was thinking something a little more metaphorical. Blaine holds up his phone, waving in front of you. Why don't we swap phones? See, serious? Our entire lives are on these things. Texts and photos and browser histories. Exactly. We can lay out some ground rules. No posting or messaging at each other. I should hope not, but even so. You don't You don't even have to trust me. You'll be sitting right here, you have my phone, so you can retaliate if I try anything. So, you're proposing mutually assured instruction. Exactly. To make a point, don't tell me you're not a little bit tempted. Don't tell me you're not at least a little bit tempted to take a peep behind the curtain. He raises his phone in front of you, beating you, and you can't help fight the curiosity bubble up inside you. Who knows if I ever have another chance to poke around like this. I don't have anything to hide, do you? Oh, no, but, like, still. My phone. I mean, same with real life, I don't have anything to hide, but, like, I don't want to kiss on my phone. Just cause. I ain't got nothing to hide on this damn thing. It's pretty fucking dry. But I still don't want to give to someone else, just. Especially if you go and take my Google search. Nothing bad, it's just the questions I ask and I can't spell. Anyways, you rack your brain for anything potentially embarrassing on your phone, but nothing obvious comes to mind. I don't have anything to hide either. Let's do this. Ooh, sounds like a challenge. What should I sneak on first? Your calendar, pictures, checks from mommy dearest. Reach across the table for your phone, but you yank it back. Wait, we need to circle back on these ground rules. No posting anything without permission, no changing contact names, no deleting accounts. No fun, got it. I hand it over. You hand me your unlocked phone, and he slides his over to you, until you both equally begin tapping and scrolling. You tap on his internet browser before you even get to the history. How do you have this many tabs open? Don't you have to close them? I might need to find those websites again later. That's what bookmarks are for. Besides, what could you possibly need open at all times? You sure you want to know? It could be nothing but porn. I'll take my chances. He starts snooping through his browsing history. Weather, movie, pirating sites, celebrity gossip pages, laptop troubleshooting tips, online shopping. Sparse contain for the bad boy of Madonna. Sorry to disappoint. Next time I'll be sure to spice some of my browsing history with DIY recipes for illegal drugs and such as for clubs. Wait, this is interesting. Looks like Mr. I don't care about politics actually follows world news. There's a difference between wanting to get involved and wanting to stay informed. Maybe. Or maybe you're actually more interested in the family business things going on. Also, I'm exiting out of all your tabs. You're welcome. You better not have any news on here. If you're open to find what information wants to begin, I can spare you the hassle. He goes to the bottom of his top, feeling like he's about to take it off. Blaine, we're in the school library. Which one's not the photo? So you only want private shows. You got it. He scrolled through his image files, taking notes of how many of them are dogs. Are all these dogs yours? Three of them are. The rest are rescued from a local shelter back home. I volunteer there whenever I got time. Let me guess, pure stunt. Most advisors always push me to do those too. It started off that way. My dad thought I went back to public after I punched a pushy photographer. But that seems a lot of fun, so I kept going back. You keep scrolling until you come upon a picture of Blaine where you try to man about your age. That's cute. Who's this? Your boyfriend? Show Blaine a picture, question. He just smirks. Why? You jealous? Can you blame me? Honestly, I'd be offended if you weren't. So, he is your boyfriend then. My ex-boyfriend. We broke up over a year ago. Honestly, I think the public scrutiny got to him. It's not easy dealing with the spotlight when you aren't brought up that way. Or even if you are sometimes. Blaine smiles ruefully, but doesn't respond. You know, you can tell a lot about a person by the way they schedule. He's quite through a few weeks of Blaine's life prior to going to bank loss. But in your case, the way your aide keeps it, judged by this, I say your life is even more micromanaged than mine. Tell him about it. I'm a grown man in my own life. Because dad is in politics, I'm expected to give up everything anytime he asks me to. I know what that's like. You scroll through months and months of meetings and events till one jumps out at you. Wait a minute. You met Emerald Khan, the celebrity chef? Yeah, when Dad was giving her her Medal of Honor for raising climate change awareness. We're practically besties now. I'm so jealous. My mom would give out medals to the celebs so I could become friends with them. Just add to the list of ways I don't know it's better than Madeline. Silence falls over you both as you continue to browse through each other's phones, punctuated only by Blaine's occasional laugh. It was so funny. Your social media posts are so canned and phony. I hate to break it to you, but yours aren't any better. Yeah, but I bet you actually wrote yours. You mean you don't? No, I had those privileges both years ago. Some boy intern takes care of it now. No, that's terrible. It's your account. Why do you go along with it? They're treating you like a child. It's not what they ask them. Even if they do let me post, they still want to screen every word. But you don't have to agree to that. He shrugs with steady nonchalance, but you can see a flash of pain in his eyes. And my parents, let's pick battles. Blaze phone vibrates in your hand. You glance down at the screen. It's a text from your mom. Speak of the devil. Is she that bad? See for yourself. He reaches over to pull up his chat history with his mom, scan the most recent entries. Jacob told me you still got to a party again. We're not paying all that tuition for you to goof off. You don't inspire young voters to turn out for your father. Do not blow this for him. I heard from Jacob that you have an important group project of road history. I expect a commendable performance from you, or there'll be serious consequences. And I will be in touch with your professor. You haven't been answering my texts. I hope it's because you've been too preoccupied with your studies. I expect you to call me back at the usual time tomorrow morning. Did I give you a clear picture of what I'm dealing with? Honestly, she kind of reminds me of my mom. I didn't know there was a lot of incoming phone calls from your mom in your call history. I guess we both have miles of high expectations. Who's this Jacob guy? He sounds like a snitch. My bodyguard. I usually ditch him so she can't use him to spy on me. Does she really do that? Damn. I thought my mom doesn't use my security against me. You sure about that? Yes, definitely. Anyway, what did your mom mean by serious consequences? Hopefully, I never find out. Well, there's only one way we can guarantee that we actually work on a project. Damn you and your sensible ideas, Madeline. Hand me that book. You and Blaine began to research debate topics in earnest, despite defying his self-feeling. Not quite friendly, but at least comfortable in his presence. As the hours passed, he managed to power through most of the list. Was the Belarusian Empire ultimately good or bad for the trajectory of humanity? On the pro side, they were a bunch of horny freaks. If it weren't for them, we'd probably have only just discovered kissing. Oh, come on. You and I definitely would have managed. What precisely in your play? Let's just say you have a pretty active imagination. That makes two of us. He's meant for you, and it takes a moment to regain your focus before you can add the topic to your notes. What should we prove for the con argument? I mean, they further advanced the study of calculus and rejected the metric system. Gravest crimes against humanity. Suddenly, the frustrated yell echoes across the room, making you jump in your seat. I don't understand why you're being so unreasonable. But what you're asking for, don't you think it's sort of unfair? What's unfair is that I'm stuck with a partner like you. If they don't quiet down, they'll get busted by fighting in my library. Both of you, out, now. The librarian watches, arms crossed, as Zaria stumps out of the hall in a huff, with Peter tailing anxiously behind. Blaine sighs and begins to pack up his books. Where are you going? We still have a lot of studying to do. Check on Peter. He's a good guy, but he's garbage at sticking up for himself. Blaine shoves the rest of his things into his bag and stands up. Coming? You follow Blaine out of the library, find Peter and Zaria still arguing in the squad. Zaria, it's a group project. I can't do all of it by myself. I'm not asking you to do it all. No, just most of it. Blaine steps in between them, trying to diffuse the tension. What's going on? Not that it's any real business, but I was just asking Peter if he'd take the lead on a project while I get some stuff started. But I won't even consider it. I just don't think it's fair for you to put your name on the project if I do the bulk of the work. It sounds like you were banking on Peter not putting up a fight, Zaria. No, give me that. You don't know what I'm going through. You can see my side, right, Tobias? Well, Sometimes you have to choose sides to boost your relationship with one classmate over another. But if you play Peacemaker in this exclusive scene, it'll help Zaria and Peter better understand each other, and earn diplomacy points with both of them. Why do not do that? Instead of picking sides, why don't we help you come up with a solution you both can agree on? Come on, wasn't stepping in your idea. I'm willing to give it a try if Zaria is. I guess it can't hurt. We're already at rock bottom. Great, let's get started. Here, at the scene of the proverbial crime. Okay, fair point. Let's talk somewhere nicer. Don't really... It's an I and a... Don't really... The stadium. Lily's dead, right? My man can't handle those. Pretty sure you're safe. The showdown later, the four of us sitting on benches surrounded by flowers, taking my other party guards hover nearby. It's hard to stay mad in a peaceful place like this. First things first, both need to hear each other out. Listen to you argue, it sounds like you both are just talking at a wall. Yeah, Peter. Are you implying our fight was my fault? The neutral party, I think you need to shut up and listen. Blaming each other might make you feel better, but doesn't solve anything. So instead of wasting time arguing who's in the wrong, why don't you focus on moving forward? Twice is right. This is getting us anywhere. I don't want to get stuck in a never-ending cycle of blame. Just blame the system. Don't switch for me. Ignore him. I always do. As you struggle, you think back on Ina's advice. If I can help them show empathy for each other, then you might be able to work this out themselves. So why don't you tell us more about why you don't think you have time to work on the project? There's been a lot of civil unrest in the country lately. My people are scared and happy, so my brother decided that we should give a speech to raise morale later this week. How serious are we talking? Teetering on the brink of civil war serious? Oh my god. That must be so difficult. Yeah, especially since I'm terrible at public speaking. Even with the best speechwriters in the business, I always sound completely robotic. I had no idea. No wonder you're feeling stressed. No joke, that's a ton of pressure. I don't want to flake on you, Peter. I have to get this speech right. But it doesn't mean it's fair to expect you to do all the work. I get why you were upset. No, I should apologize too. I thought you were just trying to push the work on me. It never occurred to me to ask why. I always managed to balance both my schoolwork and work duties, so... I'll say that Zaria was just being lazy and making excuses. I'm not sure that's what Peter meant. I may have been thinking something near that, but my frame of reference was all wrong. The youngest prince in a small kingdom doesn't have the possibility like yours, Zaria. Your role is so much more critical. Well, I'm not gonna argue with that, but I promise I'll try not to take out my stress on you next time. Or, at the very least, I'll tell you why I'm stressed in the first place. Sounds like a deal. Sounds like the two of you are ready to hug it out. Keep dreaming. Thank you for your help, Tobias. Don't worry about it. You two did most of the work. All I did was give you a little nudge in the right direction. I'm like a giant shell. It's great that we're putting hands and saying kumbaya now. But what are you gonna do about the debate project? It's not important, at least not on a national level. The matter is making sure that Zaria's speech goes well. So, I should probably help you practice it, Zaria. Really? Sure, I'm pretty good at public speaking. Plus, I didn't give you a write some of it yourself. It'll feel more authentic. Still, I don't feel right about getting your help without doing something in return. But if you help me get this speech right, I should have time to do my share of the research. That's a great idea. See, you two can have it all. But if we're going to get both the project and the speech ready in time, we need to get started now. Like if I'm saying this, but let's go back to the library. You and Blaine watch as Zaria and Peter, flanked by their bodyguards, but head back to the library. It pains me to admit it, but I'm impressed. You handled that well. Maybe I have what it takes to make it that banquet after all. I'm sorry, I must have heard you wrong. Did you just compliment me? I'll get used to it. On that note, we should probably get back to our research, especially now that the competition is back in play. Hours later. You and Blaine finally finish up research for the day. Tatum silently shadows you on your way back to your suite. I'm exhausted. I can't wait to pass out. Try to make it back to the suite first, please. You won't fireman carry me back. I refuse to be the Kevin Costner, Tia Whitney Houston, never leads to another one of your renditions of I Will Always Love You. I promise myself never again. Wait, was that a joke? I legit can't tell. Which isn't an idea if it was. But I'm happy to help you workshop your stand-up sometime. That's not part of my job description. Well, sure, but I don't get why you can't do both. After all, you managed to have fun with me and keep me safe at the party, didn't you? That was no mistake. I shouldn't have allowed you to roam the campus after dark. A mistake? He looks away, deliberately avoiding your eye contact. Your chest grows heavy. But now you feel like old times. We're friends again, if only for a few minutes. Are you really just gonna pretend like it never happened? That's how we used to tell each other everything. Even dumb news like midterm is discontinuing your favorite rib sandwich. The corner of Tanner's mouth quirks up for a split second, so fast you almost miss it. That was an actual tragedy. I couldn't believe the public had such crappy taste. There he is. My friend was still in there somewhere. That stoic, muscular exterior. Tanner shakes his head, his face sober. His face somber. Sober? Face sober, but he can't hide the amusement in his eyes. Come on, you know everything there is to know about me. Tell me something new about you. Tanner runs his hand into his hair before begrudgingly turns to face you. Well, my sister's pregnant again. Damn, that wasn't so hard, was it? Neither of us believes that. Yeah, okay. It's like pulling teeth, but we'll get better at this. You grin at him as the two of you enter your dorm suite together. Hey, remember when we were kids and I bet my mom for a little brother? You mean when you put little brother on your wish list for Santa? Oh my god, I forgot about that part. But I definitely remember when my mom got so sick of me asking that she sat me down and explained where babies came from. Is that why you ran around trying to give everyone a special hug at the ambassador's ball? I was spreading the love. Although I did feel bad when the ambassador's son burst into tears because he thought I gotten him pregnant. Tim quickly turns so you can't see his face, but you can tell from the way his shoulders shake that he's holding back laughter. He broke his shoulder. Hey, I got a laugh out of you. I wouldn't call that a laugh. That was more like a pity chuckle. Progress is progress. Before Tatum could retort, Young emerges from her room and tosses an envelope toward you. Catch. Tatum snatches it out of the air just before it reaches you. It was an envelope, I swear. Why exactly do you think I'm here? Tam examines the outside before dutifully handing over the envelope. John, am I supposed to know what this is? Now let's just psych it. My kingdom is hosting a state dinner this weekend, and we just finalized our invites. And I got you on the VIP list. Are you ready for the real treatment? Stay tuned for this chapter of Foreign Affairs.